Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here because today I'm going to talk about my 5 top tractor add-ons, options, attachments, whatever you want to call it, but 5 things that I am happy that I have on this tractor, and maybe some things I don't have, but I wish I did. This video is pretty special because this is a collaboration video, which means there are several of us in this tractor content creator community that are putting out these videos, and we are challenging one another. I was challenged by Lucas from Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead. He did a video, and I will link that video in the description, also up here on the screen if you're watching from YouTube. And throughout this video, I'm going to tag 3 more YouTube content creators and challenge them to make a similar video. So let's talk about some options for tractors that you would want to consider, whether you already have a tractor and you want to add these, or if you're buying a tractor, consider these before you make that purchase. Now this doesn't count as my first add-on, but the front end loader is actually an attachment, it's an option. But I'm going to assume that you either have a front end loader or that you're going to get one with your new tractor. And I would venture to say that most new compact and subcompact tractors are sold with a front end loader. It's just what most people have. So definitely do that, but that doesn't count as number 1, but get a front end loader. Now let's assume that you have not bought a tractor yet, but you're going to buy a tractor. Let's also assume that you're going to buy the front end loader attachment with it. So my number 1 must-have for a tractor is make sure that you get the skid steer quick attach for the front end loader, not the pin-on bucket. The pin-on bucket really limits you, and it makes you committed to that bucket. But by having a quick attach, quick release, you can lift these bars up, you can take off the bucket, and you can add so many other attachments. For instance, I have the Grapple on here. You can add pallet forks, which I also have, so many other options. So don't get a pin-on bucket. It's not worth the savings. You will kick yourself for getting a pin-on bucket. Not to mention resale. Now you may think, I'd probably never sell my tractor. You know, the tractors really, people keep them for a really long time, but one day you might decide to sell your tractor and you might decide to get a different one or a bigger one. By having that skid steer quick attach or any other quick attach mechanism, it's going to make that tractor much more valuable in the used market. So you're going to make up for it in the end. Now John Deere has their own proprietary system of quick attach, and that's okay too, but most other tractors use the standardized skid steer quick attach. So get some sort of quick attach. And speaking of different attachments, the Grapple is still my number 1 attachment for this tractor. I love so many of them, but I keep going back to this Grapple. It's the handiest thing ever. So by having that quick attach, you can change out the bucket to a Grapple. And I'm going to recommend that if you have a property with any limbs or trees on it at all, you're going to use this Grapple more than you realize. It's just amazing how it can pick things up, and it's so stinking handy. Get a Grapple. That's my number 2. Before we go any further, I want to tag our friend Ross from Ross on the Land. Ross has a Kubota BX. And Ross, I challenge you to make a video showing us your favorite 5 attachments. Ross, show us what you got. Jumping right into number 3, which goes along with number 2, if you're going to get a Grapple, you need to have a third function valve installed, and that allows hydraulics to come to the front of the tractor here and operate this Grapple. It can operate some other attachments too, but primarily it's used for the Grapple. And that third function valve is connected here to the stick. You've got up and down basically. It's an electronic diverter valve. You turn it on, you press one button to open the Grapple, another button to close the Grapple. Super handy. So you're going to need that third function valve, and it's better to get it while you're buying your tractor. It's about, I think when I bought this tractor in 2019, it was about an $800 option. Now it's probably well over $1,000, but still well worth it to get the third function valve so that you can use things like the Grapple. Now I don't know about other manufacturers, but Kubota gives you this brush bar when you get the front end loader option. So you get the front end loader and it comes with this brush bar, but it's not very well designed. It's got big gaps in here, and it's especially useful to have this when you have a grapple because you're picking up brush and whatnot, and it can go through this plastic grill. But again, it has these big openings. So you want to get a brush screen for your brush guard here, and I happen to have a Messick's brush screen on here. I had to drill these 4 holes, which were pretty easy to do, and it bolts right into place. Makes a big difference. Before I had this, I made my own, so you can do that too. If you're handy with a welder, you can just take some expanded steel and weld it on here. This one is pretty attractive, and I like how it bolted on. So regardless, whatever you do, get a brush screen, especially if you have a grapple. You know, Ben from K&H Tractors has a neat channel. He has a combination of older equipment, newer equipment, a lot of tractors. That's why the channel is called K&H Tractors. So check out his channel. And Ben, I am tagging you and challenging you to make a video showing us what your favorite add-ons are for your tractors. So Ben, we look forward to seeing that. I will post links to these other channels in the description, so be sure to check out each one of these channels that I'm tagging. Now, number 4 is something that I didn't even think I wanted, but one day my wife was mowing. She loves to use the tractor and mow the field, doing anything with the tractor. She loves it. But one day she said, I want a roof for the tractor. I said, oh, you mean a canopy? And she said, yes, I want that. So I have this Artilian canopy. It's made of lightweight aluminum. It bolts onto the ROPS, and I thought it was going to be in my way more than not, but it turns out I rarely take it off. It is easily removable. It has latches. You can just stand up there and unlatch it. You can fold your ROPS still, but I'm telling you, this thing stays on 99% of the time, and I really like it. I have to be aware when I go under trees, but the fact is, if your ROPS are up, you have to be aware of trees and branches anyway. So I have an increased awareness that there's something over my head, and I try not to go under low items, but it is beautiful for keeping the sun off. Now, other people have recommended a cab. If you're ordering a tractor, to get a cab, because with the cab it comes with air conditioning, it comes with heat, and although I don't have a cab, I'm sure I would love one if I did. So a cab is not a must-have for me because obviously I don't have one. Maybe next time I will seriously consider that. But if you don't have a cab, or if you can't afford the cab option, at least get a canopy and you'll be really glad, especially in this summer sun. Just look at all these attachments, which brings us to number 5, and these are in no particular order. They're all equally important, but number 5 on my list, and actually was the first thing I got for my tractor, that is a quick hitch for the 3-point hitch. This is the Harbor Freight model. It has proven to be really worthwhile. I bought this when it was super cheap because I wasn't sure if I really wanted a quick hitch because I never had one before, so I wanted to test it out. And I thought I'll buy a better one in the future if I like it. Turns out I love it, and I haven't had to buy another one because this one works. The one problem with the Harbor Freight quick hitch, and I don't know if they've corrected it yet, but this top hook was too shallow and it would not hook to a lot of attachments. So I got this extended top hook from Ken's Bolt-On Hooks. If you have one of these Harbor Freight or import quick hitches and you want this additional hook, you can check out boltonhooks.com, go to Ken's. You can also save 5% with code MCG, and you'll be happy to have that on your quick hitch. But anyway, this quick hitch allows me to hook up this rototiller, which is a beast. By far the hardest piece of equipment I have to hook up because it's bulky, it's heavy, it doesn't move, and you can't really force it or finagle it. So I got this specifically to use with the rototiller, but as it turns out, I love it because I can hook up the box blade quickly and easily. I can hook up the wood chipper easily, and well, pretty much that. I can't use it with my finished mower or my bush hog because you need some kind of special adapter, but they're relatively easy to hook up without a quick hitch. But if you have other attachments, you want to get a quick hitch. But wait, there's more. Now, talking about the quick hitch, if you already have your attachments set up for your tractor without a quick hitch, for instance, my rototiller was set up before I had the quick hitch, which means the drive shaft for the PTO was sized for that distance. When I added the quick hitch, it added about 4 inches in length, which meant my drive shaft was getting a little too close to the end where they're put together. So in that case, if you add a quick hitch after your drive shafts have been sized, you may want one of these PTO extensions, which adds about 3.5 inches to the PTO. Basically, it fits onto the PTO of the tractor just like an attachment does, and then it has an end that sticks out that your equipment goes to. I use this all the time because, again, the rototiller was sized without the quick hitch. My wood chipper was sized without the quick hitch. So when I use those tools, those attachments, I have to remember to put this adapter on. So if you need one of these, I'll put a link in the description as well. But this has turned out to be a really handy piece of equipment that I didn't really even know existed until I started searching the good old internet. My final challenge is to Neil from the channel Dig Drive DIY. And Neil, show us what your favorite 5 attachments are. Neil has a great channel. It's a lot more than tractors. He's got this John Deere lawn tractor that he absolutely loves and has spent probably way too much time and money keeping it going and modifying it, but it's been fun to watch. So check out Neil at Dig Drive DIY. And Neil, we look forward to seeing what you come up with for your 5 favorite options, attachments, modifications. I guess I should have confirmed which one I was going to use. I just keep saying options, add-ons, attachments, accessories, whatever. Check them out. Well, once I got started here, I realized I could probably do my top 15 favorite tractor add-ons, but we're going to stop it there. But I'm going to give you a bonus here. You see these 2 ROPS mounted work lights. They're also from Artilian, and they are super handy because they rotate. They're nice and bright. I have them wired in with the headlights, basically. So when I turn on the headlights, those work lights come on. The work lights are great because if you do have a front end loader and a bucket, that basically makes your front headlights, factory headlights, all but worthless. So you do need additional lighting. So if you're going to be working in the dark or even at dusk, you'll want to have some additional work lights. So check those out as well. You can find them anywhere, but Artilian makes a really nice bolt-on set that has come in super handy. So thanks for watching. I hope you'll check out these other challenges. Check out Lucas from Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead, who started this whole thing with me, and then the other channels that got him involved. I know it was Brad from Piney Grove and Joe the Farmer and Caliper Outdoors, a little tongue twister there. I don't know the other ones that were involved, but anyway, hopefully you'll get stuck down this YouTube rabbit hole checking out these other channels. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.